All right, guys, welcome. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Doing well? So happy to see everyone, and thank you guys for coming on this evening. I'm looking at my date. So it is September 22nd, and super pumped, super excited. Thanks for everyone who's like, I can tell you guys are like sending little messages like, are you coming on this call? That's exactly what I was doing. I was like, are you coming on this call? Again, a reiteration, guys, we have to make it a priority to, as much as we can, right? I understand we all live really full lives. I'm not speaking to you, it's kind of to the people who are recording. The best thing is trying to make these weekly calls a priority for the consistency. So I appreciate all of you guys hopping on right now at this time. For the most part, we try to honor this time at 7 p.m. on Sundays. Whenever we don't, there's usually either a holiday or some other type of reason. Also, for anyone, in terms of stepping up your leadership, I want to encourage you guys that if you have not run a team call, I want to encourage you to reach out to your sponsor coach and talk to them about running a team call or co-leading a team call. Usually it can be on a topic that you feel incredibly passionate about. It can be on your journey. If you don't feel comfortable doing it alone, maybe you do kind of like an interview style with your sponsor coach. And those are really awesome too, because then we can plug questions in, we can get, we can help. But again, the key is to really start building your leadership and really start, getting practice in terms of speaking publicly. When I first started, I remember when I first started as a coach, I would be sweating for, I think probably the first full year, I would prep for hours for a team call, and I had like 3 people on my call. The team was like 3 people, and I would sweat profusely throughout the team call, and I would stutter, and I didn't have as much kind of vitality as I do right now. But again, that comes with practice, and that comes with lots of just kind of putting yourself out there and doing the public speaking. So especially all of you on here want to build a successful business, want to build a successful team that's going to require you to develop your leadership. And one of the first and easiest ways to do that and safest ways is within this team with these team calls. So I want to encourage you to push yourself out of your comfort zone, make it a goal and just say, I need to do this. Let's get this on the board. We can plan it out. It doesn't have to be this month or next month. It could be in November, December, but let's make a commitment. Okay. Make a commitment to push yourself out of your comfort zone, get on a team call and just run it with either, like I said, by yourself or with your sponsor coach. So a couple quick announcements. I want to congratulate Chelsea and Carla and Ariel for qualifying for New Leader Conference. That is a huge, huge, huge deal. So I want to see who wants to try to go for 2021. It's great. But it is basically the way that you qualify for New Leader Conference. It just shows it's a testament to their leadership. You have to be a 1-star diamond in order to qualify. It is a smaller leadership. It's much, much smaller than Summit. And it is out in California, and it's a great kind of training weekend. And so I'm super excited about these 3 ladies, especially if they're going together to really go and learn. It was one of my favorite, I love the smaller leadership events that Beachbody has. So it's a great goal for those of you who are Emerald and, newly started and growing to, consider, hey, I want to go in 2021, and I remember when these ladies, put the goal, in 2018, I'm like trying to think in 2018 that they want to really push to go for 2020. So they have been pushing towards this goal. So I just want to honor them and congratulate them because it's a huge, huge, huge success. Also, guys, we have a couple more days left in the month. So I want to encourage you guys to keep reaching out. If you haven't hit your monthly goal, keep reaching out to people, following up, getting them started with whatever program serves them, right? Whichever product we have serves them. We have so many great items in our product line. Obviously, we have the Morning Meltdown, challenge pack. We have the regular all access bod challenge pack. We have people can just get bod by themselves. We have, a great supplement line. The collagen's becoming very popular right now. And a lot of people are loving it. Their nails are growing, their hair is growing. So again, these are all part of our product tree. If you want to learn more about these products, all of this information is in your online office. So if you haven't become acclimated and used to your online office, make sure that you spend some time doing that as well. That's part of, becoming, part of growing into your leadership, part of knowing what your business is, right? You need to understand what products you have. So there's product training guides in the online office, and you can easily find that. So, so we have a couple more days left. Also, the 6 weeks of the work will be coming out at the end of this month. And so that's something as well. We did, Hannah, thank you to Hannah. Hannah did start a info group. And so she posted that link within our team page. So if you have clients that may be interested in that, if that's within their market, that's a resource for you, or you can kind of follow the same format you do with how you sell your other, how you give the information for the other packages. Also, this week, we're going to be hosting a sneak peek at the end of on Thursday and Friday, okay? So again, this is where we're gonna be talking about coaching, talking about what we can offer as a community, what this business opportunity can offer. And so make sure that you are talking about that in your stories, promoting that, in your Instagram, in your Facebook this week, and adding people to that page. That page is also already linked in our team page. I wanna encourage you guys to, if you're not using stories yet, I want to encourage you to really start getting used to using stories, because that is where social media is heading, okay? To fully, it's already there, essentially, but it's like fully heading to where most people are watching the stories. That is where, Facebook is going to be changing their algorithms. They're going to be, really pioneering that more in the upfront. So again, just making sure that you are, getting used to documenting your journey, being authentic. That is a place where you can be raw and authentic, and people really enjoy that and love that, okay? So, all right, guys. So today and if you guys have any questions or anything like that, I'll answer them at the end. But today I'm actually going to be talking about a topic that I am very passionate about, and it has to do with the magic of success. And so this is going to be a mindset type call. And I want to encourage you guys that if you have any business partners or you have people in your downline and they're not on here, to send them this call. I think this is going to be a very valuable call. And so once I post the recording, make sure that you send it to them, because I think it's going to be very valuable for those who listen to it. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen, and we'll get started. Let's see, share screen. All right, can you guys see my PowerPoint right there in the, okay, perfect. So the magic of success. And I want you guys to think about, like, when I say that, what did you think, and kind of what does the magic of success mean to you? And some of you have already been practicing some of these, what I'm going to be talking about, and that's great. And this is just kind of like a reiteration. And some of you may say, I don't know if I necessarily believe in all this, but again, I want you to keep an open mind, and I want you to think about, your mindset and what you're thinking. So the magic of success. So success is a decision made within the mind, okay? And I think this is incredibly important, guys. When I was when I was deciding that I wanted to become a physician, for example, I made a decision at a very young age that I was going to have success. When I decided that I was going to start Beachbody, I made a decision the day that I signed up, and I realized that I had this fire within me that I didn't have, that excitement, right? Whenever I am thinking about what direction should I go, or where should I be putting my time and my attention, I think about where is it that I feel excited, right? And so thinking about, like, if this business opportunity excites you, if all of a sudden you're like, wow, you're dreaming big, like there's something here. And like for me, when I first started with Beachbody, that's all I had. All I had was that, wow, there's something here. You know what I mean? Like there's something here. I enjoy this. I love doing this. And I was like, I need to stick with this. And I made the decision that I was gonna have success within this business. And I made the decision that no matter what, I was going to see it through. No matter what, I was going to stay a student. And no matter what, I wasn't going to give it up. I wasn't going to give up. And so I want to ask you, and I want you to think about, have you made that decision in your mind? Or are you still having one foot out the door that this is not going to work? Are you still having heavy doubts about yourself and your success? Or have you made the decision that, you know what? I truly enjoy what this business stands for. I enjoy what the mission of this company and this business stands for. I enjoy the activities, and I can see how this is going to affect my life, how this is going to, help my family. And have you made that decision? And only you can answer that. And I want you to really, think about that. So success is a decision made in the mind, and mind management is the essence of business and life management. Okay. And I want you guys to really, what I'm going to talk to you about on this call doesn't just apply to your business. This literally applies to your life, to your relationships, to your career, to your ability to cultivate more joy in your life, to your ability to beat anxiety, to beat depression. Like, that's how serious what I'm talking about in this call is. So even if you're like, I don't want to apply, you're not necessarily like, you're like, I don't know how this is going to apply to business, but just keep in mind that this is something that truly, mind management is the essence of life management. And so what I want you to know is that 60,000 thoughts run through your mind every single day. So you have 60,000 thoughts, okay? So if you have 60,000 thoughts that run through your mind every single day, the fact is that 95% of those thoughts are what you thought yesterday, okay? So if 95% of those thoughts that are what you thought yesterday, what do you think you're going to create today? You're going to create the reality that you had yesterday, correct? So if you want to have a new reality, if you want more financial success, if you want more happiness, if you want more joy, if you want to have a six-figure business, if you want to have more peace, right? That means that you're going to have to change your mindset. You're going to have to be open and willing to changing your thoughts. Okay, so 60,000 thoughts are running through your mind every single day. 95% of them are the same thoughts as yesterday. If you're thinking the same thoughts as yesterday, you're going to create that reality today. And guess what? Tomorrow, you're going to create that same reality tomorrow, and so on until you change your thoughts. Okay, until you change what you're telling yourself. Who you are now. And I want, and even for me, I tell myself this all the time, and it is always a reality buster for me, but who you are now and your current daily habits will not bring you the success, will not fully bring you the success you seek. And what I mean by that is that I want you to think about who is the next level version of you. Like when you think, like Katie, for example, when you think about who is the Katie that has a $200,000 business, right? And Carla, like who is the Carla or the Alyssa or the Shelly or the Nicole? Like who is that version of you that has a $200,000 to $250,000 business that runs a year? What are her habits? Is she, what are her habits that she would be focusing on every single day? What are the thoughts that she would be telling herself every single day? What are her priorities every single day? Those are the things that you want to think about, because if you were already cultivating those ideas and those thoughts and those habits now, you would already have that success. And so there's an area where you have room, we all have room to grow. So I'm always asking myself this, for me, what is the next level version of me? And what are the habits that she's cultivating? And you need to start living that now, because that is how you're going to create that success in your future. Okay, so you need to start living those habits, living those thoughts. If you're someone that you're thinking, you're doubting yourself, you're thinking that you're not going to have success, you're tied to perfectionism. These are all habits. If this is how you've been now, hello, it's almost like a wake up call. Like, hello, I clearly don't have the business that I want right now. So that must mean that I need to change something in how I'm thinking, because if I was already thinking the correct way or doing things the right way, I would already have the success that I want. I would already be the person that I want. So I really want you to be mindful of, what are your daily habits now? What are your thoughts now? And really, journal and think about who is that next level version of you, and what does she do every single day, and how kind is she to herself every single day, and how much is she pumping herself up every single day, because that's really important if you want to, really have success. Because true transformation occurs when you have shifts in your mindset that then lead to those lifelong changes, okay? And so until you change your mind, you're not going to change your life. And the thing that I want you to understand, guys, is that as you start growing and you start developing your mind, I mean, as some of you who've been already doing personal development, you realize this already. You start looking at your circle, your family, your friends, and you're like, wow, these people need some personal development. Like these, you know, you start realizing how important it is that other people start, you know, working on their mindset. And this is the ripple effect of what we have within this company and within this community. As you grow into a better version of yourself, as you transform, you're going to be that example and that light and and give direction to the people around you. Okay. So again, in order to change your life, you're going to have to change your mind. But the problem is that everyone's experience is unique, but everyone is looking around comparing their success in life to someone else, right? At the end of the day, if you want to have success, you have to put your blinders on. This is one of the keys to having success, you know, is that you have to put your blinders on and you have to stop comparing, and you have to stop having a scarcity mindset that just because Chelsea has success in something doesn't mean Carla can, or doesn't mean that Caitlin can, or just because like your best friend, you know, all of a sudden just hit Success Club 20 doesn't mean that you can't hit Success Club 20. It's not like she helped every single person out there that needs, you know, help with their health and wellness, right? But that scarcity mindset, again, if your thoughts are creating your reality and you're thinking that there's not enough people to help, or I'm, you know, and you're comparing and you're comparing yourself to someone else, you're literally blocking the blessings that are trying to come into your life, because all you're doing is creating more scarcity in your life. And so again, you cannot compare. Think about everything around you actually shows you how much abundance there is in this world. You know, and the best way to look at it is to look at flowers, right? Look at the garden, look at nature. How much does nature grow, right? Just because there's roses right next to, you know, wow, some other type of wildflower or some, you know, it doesn't mean like they're competing with each other. No, they're equally growing and they're equally thriving. And that's how you have to believe and see, is that you cannot compare yourself. There is enough success for you, and literally your success is already written as long as you stay true to the path and you keep growing yourself and you keep taking, you know, action every single day. But if you're sitting there and you're thinking, I can't do this, you know, this is too hard, there's nobody out there, guess what? That's the reality that you're cultivating. That is what is going to happen. You know what I mean? Like you're literally, you know, that's what's going to happen, because whether you're right or you're not right, whatever your thoughts are what you're going to create within your reality. So again, stop, you know, really, you know, write down, stop comparing, and realize that, you know, there is enough success for you. You know, I am worthy, I am successful. We'll talk more about affirmations in a little bit later. But again, and I want you to know that all of this that I'm talking about, you know, especially if you haven't been cultivating this or you haven't been thinking about this, if it seems a little foreign, I want to ask you to trust me. Trust me on this, because there's plenty of people out there who've had so much success with just changing their mindset. And I know there are plenty of testaments out there to this. So just, again, keep an open mind. Actually, that's the next slide. Be open and honest, you know, with yourself, and realize that there's no need to hide from yourself. And I have this here because in order to have success, you know, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to ask yourself, have I been doing the activities that I need to do every single day to have success, right? If you know, have you been doing the vital behaviors? Have you been working out and pressing play? Have you been, you know, if you're trying to lose weight, have you been being mindful of your nutrition? Have you been, you know, reaching out to people every single day, no matter what? You know, this business is not going to build on its own, just like your body is not going to change on its own, just like, you know, money's not going to just kind of like show up on your lap without some type of work and effort, right? So just being open and honest, and not kidding yourself, because at the end of the day, you can lie to everyone else, but if you lie to yourself, you're truly hurting yourself. So being open and honest. Understanding, and this is literally a mantra that I live by. It's actually on my phone. I live by this, is that life is always unfolding in your favor. And I know that sometimes you may not understand the circumstances, or you may be going through a hard time in your life right now, but I want to just encourage you. I want to encourage you to always choose to have a positive outlook, to always choose to say, what's the powerful lesson in this experience and how I can grow, okay? And always look for the silver lining. And because you're gonna see, guys, that as you start trying to cultivate a more positive mindset, as you start trying to realize this, that, you know what, life's always unfolding in my favor, all is well. You're gonna then start seeing the dichotomy, the opposite of that, of just like so many negative, a lot of negative people. You're going to see a lot of people who are going to want to complain, and they're going to want to, talk down to people. So you're going to see both sides. But for you, again, at the end of the day, the only person you can control is you. And there's so much in life that we can't control. And the only thing is our mindset and our perception. And if you hold to the fact that life is always unfolding in your favor, you're going to see that you'll see the silver lining, and it's going to help you get through some of the tough times. Doesn't mean that you're not going to feel pain and feel hurt and feel disappointment, right? I'm not saying that, because you're actually, that's part of experience. That's part of life. That's how we learn. That's how we, learn more about ourselves, of what's important to us and what really matters. And also where we are triggered and where we are hurt gives light to places that we need to, areas in our life that we need to heal. But if you stick always to this idea of life is always unfolding in your favor, write this down and teach this to your family, to your children. And I don't care if people are like, let me tell you, I've had people who tell me, Stephanie, you're way too positive. Like, you think you're way too positive. They get mad at me, and I'm just like, hey, I don't want your life. So you could think whatever you want to think. Like, I'm happy over here. I'm smiling. I have great energy. People are always, so again, when people are being negative to you, realize that it's them. It has nothing truly to do with you, and it's all them. And you are triggering them because there's something in you that you're literally holding a mirror to them of what, of a better way, or something that they may hold, something that they may want, but they may have a lot of hurt and a lot of bitterness, within themselves. So with that saying of life is always unfolding in your favor, and to always have a positive outlook, and to look at the powerful lessons in every experience, what I want you to understand is that it's really important. And you might be saying, like, why is this all, like, how does this all tie in with my business? It's understanding, again, that mind management is business management, right? So if I can help you to understand how to get through overall life and give you some tools and some mindset hacks, it's going to help you stay positive. It's going to help you stay focused. It's going to help you, have more joy, have more energy for you to have success in business, because that's what this is about. So the idea of embracing discomfort, and the degree to which we are willing to endure discomfort and sit within our emotions and look at them for face value, is the degree for which we will find healing, experience success, and fulfill our purpose. I say this because sometimes we don't want to, life is always teaching us things, and we're going to have hard times, and we're going to have things where we don't understand why this happened to us. And we're going to want to push it down. We're going to want to ignore it. And I'm telling you that that's the last thing you actually want to do. And I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, but if you can face whatever obstacles you have, whatever hardships you have, and this is not easy. I'm not telling you this is easy at all, but I'm just saying, like, if you can try your best to be open to it, because if you're at least open to it, there's a sliver of hope, and there's a sliver of light coming into the hard circumstances that you're going to have in your life. So if you can sit through your emotions and feel that discomfort and say, wow, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling hurt, I'm feeling disappointed, I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling angry, and allow yourself to grieve and feel that sadness. If you just try, because so often women, we hold in so many of our emotions. We hold in, and then we bottle them all up, and the next thing you know, you're like blowing up at your like partner, or you're like feeling frustrated. And you guys all have experienced this. You've all experienced when you can't fully express yourself, or you're feeling a certain way and you're scared to fully sit in those emotions. But I want to encourage you to sit in those emotions. It's good to cry. It's good to, really sit and feel sad. But the key is not to sit in them and like bathe in them for like, weeks and months. That's what that is the issue that, and that's where it becomes a danger, is when we sit in those emotions for way too long. But I will tell you that if you can sit in the discomfort and you can look for the silver lining, and you can look at it from a more objective view, you're going to see it's going to help you get through some of life's obstacles that are absolutely going to come our way. And again, every obstacle is a chance for you to grow. Every hardship within your family is a chance for you to grow. I want you to always look at that. It's a chance for you to improve your communication. It's a chance for you to learn to forgive. It's a chance for you to learn to love unconditionally, right? These are all values that are super important within our life. And again, it's important for us to have these values so that we keep our energy high, so that we're not in a depressed or low or sad state for way too long. And that's why I'm bringing this up here. Another thing I want to let you guys know is that we're all similar, right? I'm no better than you, and the difference between successful people and people who are not as successful is our habits and how we perceive our reality and our mindset, right? Some of you may look at me and say I'm successful. Again, I'm telling you, this is literally how I live my life. I talk about this with everyone. I have no shame in my game of the mindset and just like helping people to live a more positive life and to be that inspiration to other people. And I can see it all around, all the negativity. I can smell it from like a mile away, but I still go into that. And I'm just like, okay, I understand where I'm working. And I talk about this at work. I talk about this with my patients. I'm always talking, I'm an ER doctor, an MD in the Western world, and I'm talking about spirituality with my patients, and it's like, again, because I'm being authentic to me. And I want to encourage you that don't compare and realize that we are more similar than you think. And that the key is that mindset. The key is, really switching your mindset and focusing on more positive things and not being so cynical, not having so much harsh sarcasm. And again, you have to be your own judge. Be your own judge of where are you cynical? Where are you holding on to bitterness? Where are you holding on to pain? Where are you holding on to, what is it that Danny Johnson says? Like holding on to like the task. Like, how like when you are in an argument with your significant other and all of a sudden you list all the things they've been doing wrong for like the past couple weeks to months, you're literally like holding tabs of like everything they did wrong into that one opportunity. I've done it many times. So that's why I'm like, hey, I've done this many times. And that Luke's looking at me like, yeah, you have. But again, that is not a healthy thing to do. So anyway, I was about to get off on a tangent there. So let me wrap myself back. So what I want to say is that your mind is a garden. And so what I want you to do is every day, I want you to cultivate and really envision yourself in the middle of this beautiful garden. This looks beautiful, right? It looks like a painting, this beautiful garden. And literally you're sitting in the middle of this garden and this is your mind, right? And so how are you tending to the garden of your mind, right? If you had a beautiful garden like this, would you throw pesticides on it? Would you let weeds kind of overgrow in it? No, right? You would want to tend to it. You would want to make sure it has the very best quality nutrients. You would want to make sure that it stays clean. You would want to make sure that, there's nothing negative comes into it. And the weeds of our own garden are the worries and the fears and the anxiety, the anxious feelings. Those are the thoughts. Those thoughts are literally like weeds that could potentially overgrow within your garden, within your mind. Okay. So I want you to think about, and some of you guys know this, that if what I love so much, I think my favorite part about this business is really the personal development transformation that I see within every coach that comes through this. I have yet to see someone who is not impacted if they truly kind of stick with the team and stick with the business and really do what we tell you, really habitualize the vital behaviors and really work on yourself. It's one of the most fulfilling things to see people, because I've seen people come in who are bitter, who are sarcastic, who have a lot of pain and a lot of hurt. And the true transformation is to see them grow and to see them love more and to see them forgive and to see them really open their mind. And so again, how are you tending to your garden? So one thing I want you to think about is I want you to say, think about what are the automatic thoughts that you're having. Hannah does a good job with this because she has like kind of the I get to, and she has shirts and that's part of her brand. Instead of saying I have to, saying I get to and I am, everything that you say after I am literally becomes. So when you say I am tired, you're literally calling being more tired. When you say I am broke, literally you're calling being more broke. So be very, and even if you think it, even if you are sarcastic and joking, you are literally calling it into your existence. So again, the other day I was with my cousin and she was like, I'm broke. I said, no, don't say that. Don't say I'm broke, because you're literally calling being more broke into your existence. And so instead of saying I have to, using I get to feel my body properly. I am strong and fit. I get to inspire people daily with my story. I am worthy of success and my dreams. I am looking for, oh, this is a good one. So you know how sometimes when you're trying to figure out something in your life and you're like, man, I don't know, you're looking for a solution and maybe you have to make a decision, maybe, and I actually was talking to one of my colleagues about this and I told him this. And instead of saying like, I'm overwhelmed, instead of saying I'm overwhelmed or how am I going to afford this, right? Like all of these negative things of like, maybe there's a decision you need to make that's around money. Instead, telling yourself, I am looking forward to finding the solution. It's a much higher vibrational thought than, how am I going to afford this? Or, I'm so angry or I'm overwhelmed. Like those are all lower vibrational thoughts. And so allowing yourself to say, I am looking forward to finding the solution to this. And just telling yourself, I am looking forward to finding the solution to this. And again, it's you're opening your mind, you're opening your vibration to literally finding the solution instead of saying, I'm overwhelmed. I actually did this with my mom because she kept saying I'm overwhelmed. And I said, instead of saying I'm overwhelmed, instead of saying I'm being challenged, right? Because I feel like I'm being challenged is better than saying I'm overwhelmed. Because overwhelm, again, has a negative, lower vibrational, kind of feeling with it. But if you say I'm being challenged, subconsciously, you're like, okay, this is a challenge, right? I can overcome, I can learn, I can grow, and so it's a different way, a better way of, again, it's just all a little switch in the words that are really, really powerful. So I'm looking forward to finding a solution. I want to talk about your body a little bit just because the body is important, which is why I love this business, because taking care of our body is key. The more that I've gone into my spiritual development, guys, I mean, that's where I am in my personal development. My journey within Beachbody has literally been, my body has been my first transformation. Then my mindset was my second transformation. And it will continue to be and all of this is a continuum. I'm just saying like the focuses and just kind of like the adding of the layers. And then now I'm in a spiritual development, over the past, I would say 12 months. And so like very heavily. But what I've realized is that your body truly, taking care of your body is so important in order for you to have success within your business, success within your life. You're given one body, it's your responsibility. And I want to ask you, like, are you treating it like a temple or like a war zone, right? Are you feeding it? Are you feeding it, well? Are you giving it payback time for all that it's doing for you, right? Every single day, your lungs are breathing for you. Your heart is pumping for you without you having to tell it what to do. You're looking and you're seeing, you're hearing, all of these things that your body is, literally your body is keeping you alive. And so are you making it that day? Most of you are, but some of you, as you guys start getting off track, really think about that. Am I giving myself payback time for what my body is doing for me? Making it that priority, because no one else is going to make it a priority for you. That's why we have a lot of busy moms who are on this, in this business, waking up at 4:30 in the morning because they understand, hey, this is the only time I can get it done right now because this is the season of my life right now. Does this mean this is going to be forever? No, but it's the season of my life. I don't want to give into the excuse that I'm too busy, right? You tell yourself I'm too busy, guess what? You're too busy, right? And we all have the same 24 hours in a day. Everyone has the same, everyone has the same potential. It's all about, again, how we talk about, what we say, how, the thoughts that we say. So making it a priority is key. And a healthy body is vital for success. Your health is your true wealth. I have like a shirt that's from Under Armour that says wealthy, but with W-E-L-L. And I love the shirt because it's so true. A healthy brain, right, brings focus, clarity, and creativity. That's why, guys, I don't eat as much sugar anymore because sugar makes me depressed. If you follow me on social media, I've expressed that before. Sugar makes me depressed. Processed foods and excess carbs make me really sleepy. So that's literally killing my energy, killing my energy. So a healthy body brings energy and agility and mobility. A healthy mind brings resilience, optimism, determination, and a healthy spirit brings faith, connectedness, and hope, right? And so I want you to think about, again, that's what I love about this business is that your body is such a huge priority because it truly is part of the circle of success, and so we have the products, but are you being the first transformation? Are you literally living what you need to live, or are you giving into your excuses? And only you know that. if you're giving into your excuses. And then if you're focusing, if you're good at your exercise, but you're bad with nutrition, again, this is one of those things where it's a journey, and to continue to clean up your nutrition and to realize that your food is your responsibility. You all are all adults, and nobody is forcing the processed foods or the ice cream or the foods that are not good for you. No one's forcing it into your mouth. You're not a child, right? All of you are choosing. And this is what this is how I talk to my clients, by the way. I'm like, you are an adult. Do you realize that when you're putting this into your body and they tell me, oh, it causes me pain and bloating, I'm like, okay, like you're willingly causing inflammation in your body and causing disease. This is what you're willingly doing by not giving up the pasta or not giving up the bread that's causing you pain, or just not taking time to really understand your body, right? If you guys haven't done the reset, that is something that 100% every single one of you should attempt, maybe for the new year. But the reset is 100% one of the products within our product line that truly transformed the way that I eat. And it is our 3-week detox system. For those of you who do not know, it's about $200. And it's a full 3 weeks. You get a full meal plan, you get a supplement line. And I will tell you that the goal of it is to really detox your body at a cellular level. And what ends up happening is that when you go to reintroduce foods, like after I did that, I could no longer have pasta. I realized I was gluten intolerant. All these foods that I had been eating for so long that were causing inflammation in my body. And I didn't realize it, because if you don't take the time to cleanse your system, your body's just going to chronically be adapting to it. And you won't know what foods really cause discomfort, right? So again, this is important in your journey, for to have success in your life, in your business, to really understand what foods are causing inflammation and to really know what foods are best for you and your body. And then your body follows your mind's orders. So give it the best commands, which are affirmations. That's what that means. Design a powerful and appealing blueprint, and establish effective and beneficial routines, right? Our vital behaviors are those routines. So when I talk about giving it the best commands, utilizing affirmations to your benefit, right? I know Caitlin is really good at this. She's good at affirmations. We talked, at extent, and she's manifested beautiful things in her life, and she'll be sharing that in a later call. She's going to be doing a vision board training later in the year. So definitely look forward to that. She has literally pretty much manifested almost everything on her vision board, including a brand new home, all things that she had no clue how this was going to happen, a beautiful new job. So again, I can, there's definitely a testament to this when you follow these practices. So utilizing affirmations to your benefit. Affirmations are statements that we say with confidence about a perceived truth, and they literally are programming your mind. Again, guys, what I want you to understand, especially if you are someone who has had a negative mindset for many years, right? If you've been programmed to think a certain way, I'm broke, life is hard, I have to work hard in order to make money. Right now, actually, what I'm saying, if you guys want to know an insight into what I'm saying in my life right now, is that I'm saying the more that I play, the more money I make. And so again, it's that idea, the more that I play in my life and cultivate joy, the more money I make, right? Because I used to say I have to work hard, right? My parents taught me I have to work hard. I have to work hard. But again, that subconscious idea of hard, right? And it shouldn't have to be hard. It has to be playful, easy, flowing. That's where I want to go. And that's what I want to bring into my reality, into my existence. So affirmations literally program your mind. And so what that means is that if you're trying to program your mind, if you've been telling yourself a story that's a low vibrational story, or a victim story, or that's, if there's something you haven't been letting go of, and you've literally been repeating that for thousands of times, right? You're going to need to then reprogram your mind and say the affirmations thousands of times, right? And so it's not one of those things that you can just say for a week and expect your life and your mindset to just shift. This literally has, just like you've incorporated exercise, this also has to be incorporated into your daily routine. The mind doesn't know the difference between real and fantasy, and this is 100% true. I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to watch, I did a live video talking about why thinking about past experiences that brought us a lot of pain causes continuous stress within the body. And the idea of that is because, so like when we think back to something that maybe we had a bad argument, maybe we were an incredibly traumatic experience in our past. You know, maybe we were incredibly hurt, whatever. We think about something in our past, our mind doesn't know the difference between the thoughts and literally seeing it in front of us. And so whenever we are experiencing those emotions, that sadness again, you're literally bathing your body in the stress hormones again and causing the inflammation, you know, the constant inflammation within your body. And that's why stress leads to disease. It's in that process. That's why I'm always telling people you need to reduce your stress. So anyway, it's that idea that the mind doesn't know the difference between real and fantasy. It literally is just taking commands, like you are the captain of the ship and you are literally just telling your mind what you want to think. And it's saying, okay, you're broke. Okay, we'll bring more broke. Okay, you know, you're not successful. Okay, we'll bring no more success. You know, life is hard. My husband's not helping me. You know, whatever it is you're telling yourself. Again, this is every element of your life. Okay. Rules for affirmation, you want to make them short and simple. They're always in the present tense. So I am, and they always include positive words, you know, and they also include a feeling word. Affirmations are spoken as statements of facts and truth, and you don't have to believe it just to say it. Again, I'm telling you, reprogramming your mind is incredibly important. So in the beginning, if this is not, especially if you have not been doing this, you're going to see that if it feels a little uncomfortable, it's okay. I want to encourage you to stick it through. I want to encourage you to find affirmations that really resonate with you and that seem realistic for you. So speak the affirmation out loud for about 5 minutes a day, 3 times a day. You know, the best thing is to say it in the mirror, looking at yourself, you know, write it out daily several times. I will tell you guys, and this was probably, I want to say 2017 to 2018, you know, I had a major, not a breakdown, but I really struggled with self-worth through 2018, end of 2017, 2018. And so for almost an entire year, my affirmation whenever I journaled was, I am worthy. You know, I am worthy of my success. Again, this is just me a year ago, right? Like, I am worthy. I am worthy. I am able, you know, I'm looking forward to the abundance in my future. And now that's, you know, my affirmations are, I am abundant, I am love, I am compassion, I am non-judgmental, I am looking forward to financial, you know, to having financial freedom. Again, all of these positive affirmations of whatever you're trying to cultivate in your life. Repetition is the key. And again, at first it may be uncomfortable or seem fake, but I want to encourage you to really reprogram your mind. So like, I am happy and grateful. I am joyfully, again, these are the emotions. I am joyfully, I am, you know, excited. I am enjoying, I am celebrating, feeling, I am confidently. Like, for example, let's say you want to purchase something, right? Let's talk about something materialistic. Let's say you want to purchase a beautiful bag, right? And you can't afford it right now. Don't say, I can't afford this right now. Don't say it's too expensive. I always tell people, don't say that something is expensive. You know, I always say use language like premium. This is a luxury item. Again, when you say something's expensive, it has a negative connotation, like you can't have it, right? So, you know, and I hear this all the time, this is too expensive. So I am like, so like, let's say you want to get a bag, because that's what some people on our team, you know, I've wanted to get a bag. And so, you know, you can't afford it right now. So instead say, I am confidently, or I am celebrating walking into this store a year from now, 6 months from now, and purchasing this bag, right? Like you're literally calling it into your existence. You know, I am celebrating, you know, being able to purchase this 1 year from now, or let's say your home, right? Let's say you want to buy a new home. Maybe your goal is in 2 years. I am, and you're visualizing, we'll talk about that next. Like, I am celebrating picking up the keys, right? Picking up the keys, walking into that house with my family, with my dogs, like celebrating this beautiful home. That is a much more powerful than saying, oh, I can't afford this right now, or money is tight right now, or the stress of that. You understand? So this is where affirmations is really powerful in our day-to-day. You know, it's the same thing if you're trying to cultivate a beautiful relationship, right? Again, this can be applied to anything in your life. So whatever you're trying to cultivate, you know, just really call it into your existence. So I love this. Live according to your imagination and not according to your memories or current circumstances. I think one of the biggest issues that we have in our society right now is that adults have lost their imagination. And a lot of adults have lost their imagination. You know, all of us, we had it as a child. I'm getting chills as I say that to you guys. We had it as children. And we, for, you know, through life, through conditioning in, you know, in because of life circumstances, we have forgotten what it's like to imagine. And I want you to understand that if you have forgotten what you want to imagine, that is a key area that you need to work on in your life. It's the same thing I need to work on in my life. You know, where it's like, wow, I don't imagine, you know, it's tough. I've met people who are like, I can't literally think, I can't set a goal for 2 months from now because I'm literally swamped with my day-to-day life. So if you can't even set a goal for 2 months, like a car putting in like a GPS, where are you going to go? You're literally going to go, you're going to be in the same circumstance 2 months from now if you can't even imagine a different reality or envision a different future. So again, live according to your imagination and not according to your memories or your current circumstances. And I want you to think about, how does that make you feel? Does that feel you feel resistance to that when I say that? You know, you're like, well, you know, Stephanie, you're not living in my current circumstances, you know, like, how are you thinking? Like, I can always tell when, you know, what are your reactions to that? You know, it's easy for you to say, or like, you know what I mean? So just look and just honor where you are and just be open to this idea that, look, you need to tap into that imagination. And sometimes it's doing things that you used to enjoy when you were younger, right? Coloring, you know, dancing, singing to music, playing with puzzles, you know, tapping into that child within you that we all have. And that's going to help to cultivate, you know, that, you know, and if you have children, I would imagine that they're great leaders in showing you how to play and showing you how to, you know, live in the moment a little bit more. So lean on them as well, because they're beautiful examples of that. So blueprinting has to do with visualization, right? It's the idea that our reality literally is created within our mindset, within our mind, and our mind is our blueprint. And so we're blueprinting. So, you know, visualization, vision board, and scripting, this is what we're going to be ending with, right? So the idea, and again, we'll be talking more about this later in the year. So, and again, repetition is key, right? Because just because I'm telling you this right now, I guarantee you probably like more than 50% of you may not continue this. So I'll have to say it again, and then you'll be like, all right, I'm still here. Maybe I should even consider, and maybe you're just not in a place in your life right now where you're open to hearing this, and that's okay. And I honor that too. The key is to keep showing up to these calls, keep doing your personal development, because I promise you that if you keep showing up, one day it's going to click for you, and you're going to start seeping in and allowing the positivity to come in, and you're going to allow the shift in your mindset to come in. And I've seen that for many of you, where initially there was resistance, and that's normal and that's expected. And I want you to, when I say that, I want you to realize it's expected that there's going to be initial resistance when you start talking about these things with people. I expect it within my family, my friends. And so knowing that, I want you to know, like, if you see that resistance when you're like, oh my God, I just got this call, we talked about like visualization, affirmations, and your partner looks at you like you're crazy, right? Like, don't be upset about that. I'm telling you right now, there may be resistance. You have to be mindful of that too. And just because someone else is not open to it, just because your husband or your wife or your parents are not open to it, doesn't mean you shouldn't be open to it. Doesn't mean that it's not the right way to think, right? So just keep that in mind. So visualization, vision board, and scripting. You know, visualization activates your creativity within your mind. And when you visualize, it programs your brain at the subconscious level to look for resources needed to help you achieve your goals. And it activates the law of attraction. And then you feel internally motivated to take action. So that's why it's really important, you know, that you create that vision board, you have it somewhere. A lot of my successful friends have it on their phone. They have it as their screensaver. They have, you know, the things that they're trying to work for and the pictures of what they're trying to work for on their screensaver, or maybe they have it in their office, or maybe you put it up on your refrigerator, a place where you're going to access every single day. I see it. Is that your vision board behind you, Kate? She has it right behind her. Kate's the one that I told you who manifested her dream home this year. And so again, she has it right behind her where she can see it literally every single day. So again, when you're looking at it, by looking at it every single day, you're literally calling it into your existence. And so I want you to think about all the areas of your life, relationships, career, financial, spiritual, family, health, and find images and words that describe and show how you want to feel, and put anything on there that inspires you. You know, that's really the key. And then put it somewhere where you can see it every day, because when you do that, you force your subconscious to focus on it. And as a result, it's going to say, okay, let me bring this into your reality. Whatever you focus on expands. And that's a key fact. Whatever you focus on expands. So if you focus on pain and hurt and bitterness, that is going to expand. If you feed into that, that's going to expand. But if you focus on joy and, and play and finding the silver lining, that's what's going to expand. And again, I want to reiterate, do not feed into the people who are negative around you, including your family and your friends and your coworkers. That is key. I don't care if your husband's Mr. Negative, like you have to train, you are responsible for your mind, right? You're responsible for your reality. I don't care if your colleagues are like, you're like, man, these people are super negative. You are responsible for your perception of what's happening in your life, okay? So again, some days I walk in and people are like, I wonder sometimes if they even want to be working, but it's just, I make that note in my head, and I make it a goal of mine to really bring light and positivity into that space, because that's all I can control. So again, vision board. Scripting. So this is really powerful exercise. I've talked about this on social media in a live before, but you want to write a letter to your future self, and you want to write out specifically what you want to happen and how you want to feel and what you have accomplished. So you do this as an exercise. Maybe you light a candle, or it's after you listen to some nice music, and you write out a letter, and you start the letter with kind of like, dear Chelsea, I cannot believe that 1 year ago, and then you literally write out a story about yourself of what you want to accomplish. And you write it in the present, as if it already happened. And, what do you want to desire in your life? What do you want to focus on in your business? What do you want to see grow in your life? What are the priorities that you want to see? Like for me next year, my priority is play. That is my priority. That's going to be my word of the year, is play more. Again, I come from, I've lived a life of constant striving, through the conditioning of being in school for so long, 12 years of education, right? It's like you're constantly striving and taking tests and it's like work. And so now that's, so for me, a year from now, I'm going to say I've traveled, I'm so excited and so moved by all the beautiful, places I've visited this year, Bali and Thailand, that's my goal next year. So again, you want to script a letter to you of what they are, what your goals are, and what you want to bring into your life. And then you want to read it out loud. You want to sign it. You want to read it out loud. You want to end the letter with gratitude, and then you want to put it away and let it go. So literally, you want to end it at the end. Thank you so much. It's been so fun, and I am so excited for what more is to come. And then you sign it, and then you put it away. You read it out loud, actually. Then you put it away, and you forget about it. And that's one of the keys in the things with manifesting, or whatever you're trying to achieve, is that you have to let go of the how. So much of us want to know how are we going to do this? What's the plan? And it's like, sometimes you don't know what the plan is yet, and you have to stay open. For me, I have certain goals in my life, and I'm staying open to how is that going to happen. And so you have to be willing to stay open. Establish routines, focus, again, this is what you're doing, focus on creating sustainable habits, a strong foundation, gratitude practice, mindful eating, exercise, and personal growth. Gratitude is huge, guys. Every successful person I know starts their day with gratitude, or at least cultivates that at least at one point in their day. When you are grateful, fear disappears and abundance appears. So I want you to, realize that it's a powerful emotion. You cannot feel grateful and angry and upset at the same time. You can't feel grateful and bitterness at the same time. So trade, this is another powerful statement that has really ruled my life, which is trade your expectations for appreciation. Again, this has to do a lot with what you focus on. It expands. This is a good one, like with those of us that have partners, right? It's like, are you focusing on the things that they're not doing well, or are you focusing on the things that they are doing well? And by focusing on the things that they are doing well, you're going to call that more into your existence. They're going to feel more appreciated, and then they may further, expand on those things. So again, trade your expectations for appreciation, and it'll really, change your life. Take responsibility. Every single day you make choices. There's a cause and effect, right? So, take responsibility. Do not belittle yourself, and look at your actions, look at your thoughts, and reflect on their consequences. If you're going to sit in a pity party, guess what? You're going to have a low vibrational state. You're going to feel down. No one is forcing you to think that way. No one's forcing you to act that way. No one's forcing you to stay in that for too long. You are literally doing it to yourself. It's the same thing with how you treat your body. Same thing with the business, right? If you're not putting in any effort into the business is not going to automatically grow, and you're not going to automatically start making $1,000 a month of residual income, but, just, half-assing it, right? Like, take responsibility for where you are and what you've been doing, and just be honest with yourself. And that's all you can really do, and have accountability, with people in our team, right? This is why I always say connect in with the team, because if you try to do this on your own, and yes, you have to take personal responsibility first, self-leadership first. I love that word. I actually heard about it today, self-leadership. I was like, that's a really nice word. Like, self-leadership is really important. You have to be a leader to yourself first, right? And if you can't be a leader to yourself, how are you going to lead others, right? Think about it. If you can't even lead yourself to do the things that you need to do, how are you going to lead others? So again, just taking responsibility for where you are and asking for people to hold you accountable, right? So often, within the leaders in our team, we've all shared when we've been down. We've all shared when we haven't been up to par. We have a safe space where we can share with each other, because we understand, hey, life gets the best of us, and it's all about being compassionate and understanding and making sure that people don't give up, that you don't give up. And if you don't connect to the team and connect to other like-minded individuals, you're going to get off track, and next thing you know, you're going to go back to your old habits and your old life and everything. And it's not that your old life is bad, but again, you want better, you want more, you want new experiences, new things. So you're going to have to cultivate that. Personal growth, which we talk about that a lot. Every day, choose to listen to some form of audiobook or podcast, or read a book that improves where you are. Mental stability, that is your mental workout, right? Every day, it's a daily workout. Mental stability, you are in charge of that. So again, in final thoughts, you are creating your reality every day with your thoughts and your vibration. And actually, as I've been doing more research into kind of manifestation and just like, really the magic of success, like I said, within your life, within business, was actually the thoughts are important. And actually what's even more important is your vibration. So your vibration is more important. So if you say, like, for example, if you say, I am wealthy. Okay, Stephanie, I'm going to say this, like, I am wealthy. That is not a very good, like, vibration. You understand what I mean? Like, the universe is gonna look at you, for lack of better terms, and be like, you're shitting me right now. Like, you're not serious right now. Like, I know you're not right. So that's not gonna work. So like, literally, you have to have like, I am wealthy. And actually, when you combine the thoughts with a high vibration, this is why like the Tony Robbins event, Unleash the Power Within, is so powerful, because he does that. He does that so well, where those of us who have gone, the energy in there is like another level. It's like another like galaxy level, but the energy is so powerful, and you're in this high vibrational state where literally you believe you can accomplish anything. And then with that emotion, you put your thoughts of your future desires, and then boom, it's like there's the potential for magic there to happen. And that's literally to create, right? So one thing that I do is that anything that makes you happy. So for example, you guys, I like to dance. So whenever I'm moving to music and I'm jamming in my car, like those days when you're jamming in your car and you're like lip syncing to like Taylor Swift, and you're just like jamming it out to Lizzo or whatever, and you're just like in a good mood, that's when you should be manifesting and putting your affirmations as well, because you are literally in a high vibrational state. And and if you start thinking like, yes, I am abundant, I am wealthy, I am, and whatever you're calling into your existence, if you do that in that time period, you're going to see, it's going to accelerate the process even more. And staying in that high vibrational state is really, really important. So again, we talked about your body is your temple, your mind is a garden, healthy body is vital for success, affirmations, visualization, and scripting. And one thing that I read recently that I thought was really good is that your I can is greater than your IQ, okay? And I think this is really powerful, right? Because I think a lot of us think that we are not capable, maybe we're not smart enough, we don't have the skill set. Again, that doesn't matter. What matters is your I can. And what is it that you're saying that you can and cannot do? Teach this to your children, right? It's like, what is it that your I can is greater than your IQ. And if you're saying I can't do this, you're right. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you like you believe what you want to believe. And it's your mindset is up to you. Your life is up to you, literally. So stop spending so much time making a living. I heard this too, and it was really powerful for me. And spend more time creating a life, right? Creating a life that you dream of, creating a life that you truly deserve. And you do that with your mind. You do that within your mindset first, and within changing your practices. So with that said, how will you tend to your personal garden? And what practices will you take from this call and implement into your daily routine? And I want you to implement this, to become this, and then teach it to your family, teach it to your children, teach it to your colleagues, be that example of this. And I guarantee you that if you can do this and you can start mastering this and you can start living by this, your life will absolutely 100% change for the better. I can guarantee it, like 100%. It's not a lot of things I can guarantee. This I can guarantee. It will absolutely change. So that is it. I hope this was helpful to you guys, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Let's see. Blair said adding collagen and power greens to my shake. That's great. And then, $149 for the ultimate reset for the coaches. Yeah, we have to see. I think that might be, I'd have to check and see. But yes, you do get a discount for being a coach, obviously the 25% off. So anyway, guys, any other questions? Any questions you have around anything, even if it's not what we talked about, but thanks, Stephanie took 3 pages of notes. Yay, I'm glad. Yeah, Katie's been another good one. All my Katies are good transformations within their mindset of how they come in, and how it does help you feel better when you have a more positive outlook on life, and you really choose to perceive world in a different way than your old kind of. Some people really do have a more negative mindset, and so we just have to reprogram it. You just have to reprogram it. It's we're conditioned, and again, realizing, especially those of us, not those of us, but those who had rough upbringings, or maybe realize that you're also conditioned with the programming of your parents, and that does, just because you're conditioned with the programming of your parents, what your parents said and did is not law, right? I think that's something to really understand and realize that your parents are human, and your parents are human, your siblings are human, everyone's human, and everyone has their own fears and their own limitations and their own past hurts and things that they're dealing with, and they're going to pass that on to you, especially if you had like someone that was very overprotective, or someone who was like, didn't like to take risk, right? We all have those people in our lives, like, who don't like to take risk, and they're very cautious, overly cautious, to a point where it stops them from doing things in their life. And, and again, that, if you were raised in that, it would be challenging as, and that's the conditioning that you have to work, reprogram that as well. And same thing around money. Money mindset's huge for everyone, and it's like, what was the money situation in your family? Was it a struggling where you guys were always struggling for money? Was there always fighting around money? Was there always like, I can't afford this, or like this? Again, these are all and that's why I want this, and this is why it's so important that I want you guys to really transform your mindset, because you are all most of you have children, and you are literally an example, to them. And some of you are future moms, and like, you're going to be an example to your children. So the more that you can reprogram your mind now, you're literally going to be influencing and shaping them and helping them for a better future, especially, when it comes to the money mindset. Yeah, You Are a Badass at Making Money is a great book. Yes. If you haven't read it, if you like Jen Sincero, You Are a Badass, she has You Are a Badass at Making Money. I know Kate also used that book. And also Your Infinite Power to Being Rich is really a good book. If you haven't read that, that's a really, really good money book. Your Infinite Power to Being Rich talks a lot about money mindset and just kind of, your thoughts and what to say. And also, what is it? The Pocket Full of Money book. This one. A Happy Pocket Full of Money is also a really good mindset. Like, again, this matters for your success, right? Like, if you think you're broke and you're scarce and you have a scarcity mindset around money, that money is hard, that money's not going to come. If you are holding on to money, that's a scarcity mindset. You remember, money flows. Money is abundant. That's why we have to invest. That's why, you have to look at it as an energy source and look at it as flowing in and flowing out. One of the things I say to myself all the time is money flows to me effortlessly and abundantly. It's one of my affirmations. Money flows to me effortlessly and abundantly. And I say that all the time. But if you're like, if you're someone that you're used to living on a budget, again, this is all conditioned habits. So I know you may say, I don't know, Stephanie, this is hard for me to latch onto because I'm struggling living paycheck to paycheck. I want to encourage you, work on the money mindset. It's that scarcity mindset that's keeping you broke. It's keeping the money away from you because you're literally scared of you're holding on to every little bit of money as if it's not trusting that it's going to come through. Another thing I will say when it comes to money, that I thought was a really interesting mindset shift for me too, is that what's most important when it comes to life and what we want to create has to do with being very specific, yes, about what we want in our lives, very specific about the experiences that we want to create, right? And understanding that it doesn't necessarily mean that you need money for all of it, right? I think a lot of times we think, okay, I need to have a certain amount of money to be able to go on a vacation or to be able to, go to this concert or to be able to go to this restaurant, right? But if you put it out into the universe or to God, whatever you believe, and you really fully believe, hey, I'm going to go to this concert, right? I'm going to go to this concert. I know it's going to happen. I have no clue. Or I want to go to Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is $600. I want all of you to go to Tony Robbins, guys. Tony Robbins is $600. You're like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to go to Tony Robbins next year, 2020, no matter what. I'm putting it in there. It's on my vision board. And then you stay open, right? Because who knows, maybe you may be gifted 2 tickets. And that's literally a way that had nothing to do with you spending money, but you literally had the experience brought into you, right? So it doesn't have to do with a dollar amount. That's a shift for me as well. The things that I want to create, or maybe you can barter some of your services. Maybe you are good at a certain task. Maybe you're a dancer. You are good at teaching music, something, and you can barter your services for something that you want, right? And it's like, that's another way for you to be manifesting and creating the experiences that you want in your life. Not everything has to be dollar amount. So that was a big kind of shift for me when I think about wealth and I think about creating experiences. So, but if you guys like things like this, I do think it's really important to have mindset talks. We can absolutely, do them more often too. I think they're really important. We can do a money mindset one. We can do, things that, that will really serve you. We're going to do a visualization. We can do this. There's lots of topics, within manifestation or just having a more positive outlook, a more positive mindset that'll really, again, that's what's going to help you have more success. And that's literally the magic. And I say it's the magic again, because it's not something that we're all used to. At least I wasn't growing up. Right. So anyway, guys, well, thank you. Thank you guys for coming on. And I hope you enjoy. Oh, Katie, you have a question? Oh, you're saying bye?
Bye.
Oh, bye. Okay.
I'm just waving.
Okay, great. Bye, guys.